What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy Lamont Tyson in the building, Mr. Life Gains, trying to help you guys continue to get those life gains. And one of the areas that sometimes goes overlooked as you're building your team and you're building your wealth is good legal counsel. Well, I brought a friend of mine here today, Mr. Eddie Langford. He's an attorney. Mr. Langford, how you doing today?
I'm doing good today.
So this young man is a trial attorney. He went to undergrad at Florida State. And anybody that knows me know I love me some Florida. I love me some Miami. And I'm glad to have the guy here because oftentimes when you're building your team, one of the last places you go to build a team is a lawyer until you need them. Mr. Langford is a trial attorney, and there are a lot of things I want to know from this brother. So, Mr. Langford, tell us a little bit about how you got inspired to get into law.
I got inspired to get into law from actually going to court in South Florida and in Northern Florida in Leon County and seeing criminal court in which most of the defendants were one color and all the people in power who were making decisions were of another color.
Gotcha.
And then to me, that was a weird juxtaposition, so to say, that I did not like and I wanted to change. So that inspired me to go to law school, especially Howard University, where I attended law school and try to level the playing field.
Gotcha. And explain to the people exactly the modality that comes along with being a trial attorney, because you've got several different attorneys out there. You've got attorneys that do intellectual property. You have attorneys that deal with different things that go with accounting. Exactly what are the things that are included when someone says they are a trial attorney?
So someone who says that they're a trial attorney is someone who practices law in the well of the courtroom, so to say. You actually go into court and you practice oral advocacy, in which you must make oral motions and you must convince a jury or sway a judge in order to get the outcomes in your area of law in which you practice. So like landlord, tenant, oftentimes those attorneys may not have trial, but they actually come into court and have to present arguments orally. And so when you're often in court and you're in trial posture all the time, or you're doing cases in front of juries, you're considered to be a trial attorney.
Gotcha. Understood.
But generally it's considered for attorneys who often come into court and have to speak. You're considered a trial attorney, whereas many areas of law require written motions or written briefs or written submissions. Sitting at your desk, you're in the office, and so you might not be considered to be a trial attorney. So the difference is just merely the type in which you have to practice within your area of law. And so trial attorney is usually synonymous with criminal defense.
Gotcha.
And personal injury attorneys, because that's where we must get our outcomes. We must get our outcomes in front of juries or in front of judges in courtrooms asking for these verdicts to win awards in personal injury cases or to get verdicts of not guilty in criminal defense cases.
One thing that we have talked about is that there are some very, very tight rules about advertising, which is why we don't see a lot of advertising of lawyers on national TV, big spotlight TV, that type of thing. But I think one area you seem to be making gains in building, working with your practice and building clientele is in the social media realm. And I'm going to show you one of the things that brought me to you. Take a look at this.
I'm just leaving court. I'm excited. I'm a happy man right now. Listen, if you have a Class A CDL or Class B CDL, A or B, and you're anywhere in the PG County area and you catch a ticket, please contact Attorney Langford. Remember this name, Langford. If you can remember that name, I guarantee that you'll leave free and clear without any fines or anything else. I got a not guilty paper right here, and I'm gone.
So that was one man who obviously you worked out very well for him. But tell me some other scenarios that some of us might be involved in which we could possibly need a trial attorney such as yourself.
So first, I want to say those are his words, not mine.
Right.
He just was very excited after court, and he had a great outcome. Everyone's situation is different,
Right.
And so that was unique to him. I want to make sure that everyone knows I'm not making guarantees out here.
Right.
But there are several situations in which I'm able to come to court and present your side of the story. Oftentimes, when people get tickets, they get citations, or you get arrested even, the authorities don't get your side of the story. They don't get that, well, he actually did this first to me, or the reason why I came over there was because this happened first, or, so oftentimes, once my client's side of the story gets told, cases are resolved. And so I tend to do a good job at presenting my case for my clients and speaking on their behalf. And that's what I love to do. And so oftentimes, clients are excited. I remember when I worked at the public defender's office, that's where I started practicing criminal defense. I enjoyed doing bond hearings because to me that was important. And because I know the feeling of, you're behind bars and you're trying to get home to your family. And it's a big difference between being home, 8 hours because you just got booked and they released you, or having to spend the weekend, or spending 2-3 weeks or 2 or 3 months because you couldn't make bond. So I really took bond hearings very seriously. And I really enjoyed my clients' reactions when I would get them bonds or get them released on their own personal recognizance. So that's something I really take to heart.
Ultimately, where do you see your career path taking you? I know you enjoy working with clients and seeing that they get the type of justice they need for their situation. But let's just say 15 years down the road, where would you want to see yourself as a practicing attorney?
15.
15, man. Long term. Think of it like a stock. You got to let it grow a little bit.
Well, 15 years down the road, I hope I'm retired and wealthy and watching someone else with the Langford name run the Langford law firm.
Excellent.
How's that?
That sounds good to me, man. And ladies and gentlemen, if you need to catch this brother, he is in Maryland. All his links are in the video description. Phone number, his IG page to his website. Everything you need to know if something comes up and you need this great attorney in Maryland. Links is all down there. And I'm going to get this man on the off ramp because I know he's got to be busy. He's still got his suit on. It's 9 p.m. at night. That is a hard-working brother. So
typing, working.
Working, man, and we're very grateful for your time because we know time is an asset, and that's something you can't get back. And I'm grateful to have had you come in here, speak to my audience a little bit, and let them understand these different modalities in terms of lawyer and legal needs. If someone is trying to come up with a way to put themselves in position to go to school to be an attorney and follow in your footsteps, what would you say to that person?
Great question. First off, I encourage anyone who thinks that they could be an attorney to at least try the LSAT, try to, study and look at the problems and see if that's something that you're interested in. I think that it is a life-changing degree, a life-changing profession, because knowledge is power. And I believe that once you get the knowledge of the law, you're able to pass it on to others within your family, and you're able to pass it to others in your community, and they're able to think on a higher level. And it really does open up your mind to the way in which you think about how you move in commerce and throughout your daily life. And so I would encourage people to try to become lawyers. And what I would say is to really give it your all. And if you want to become a lawyer, you have to first go to undergraduate and then attend a 3-year law school and then take the bar exam. And then you can be a practicing attorney. But if you complete law school, you're still considered to be a lawyer.
Gotcha. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Eddie Langford, attorney at law. Links in description. Hit this brother up if you have any needs in the Maryland area. Mr. Langford, as we get you out of here, any parting words you would like to say to the audience as we get ready to let you get back to doing your work?
I would just like to say thank you, Lamont, for having me. And if you need an attorney in the Maryland area for criminal defense or personal injury, DM me or at me at Attorney Langford.
Ladies and gentlemen, his links are in description. We're so thankful to have had him as we continue doing our series on building our community. Mr. Langford, let me give you the Hollywood clap. We're glad to have you. We're thankful that you came through. Don't forget to like the video, comment, subscribe, check this brother out. And even if you don't need an attorney right now, support his IG because you never know when that day might come. Till that next Sexy as Hell video, we're out.